I see my name in shining lights. Yeah, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
It's time to get down to business on the weekend's #1 business program. Known as the King of Networking, your host, Shalom Klein, has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and created countless jobs. So, to success, let's get down to business.
And indeed, we're all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You are on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information you will not want to miss. So let's jump right into it. My first guest became a millionaire before he was 30, despite having zero financial literacy education growing up. That is right. I'm talking to Chicago's very own Jeff Badu. Jeff, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Shalom. How's it going?
It's a pleasure. I'm great. You know, I've been looking forward to this conversation. So I love your story and I love what you are doing. That is indeed what it is all about. So Jeff, let's talk about your background growing up in Chicago, and we'll certainly get to the impact that you are having in a big way. Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm originally born and raised in Ghana, which basically is on the west side of Africa, and ultimately was able to move to the U.S. when I was 8 years old. I migrated with my older sister, and my parents were already here in the U.S. And growing up, things were pretty good. But when we got to the U.S., we were put into a neighborhood known as Uptown in Chicago. And for those who may not know, Uptown at the time wasn't the most pleasant neighborhood to put a young child that's growing up. So long story short, I unfortunately surrounded myself with the wrong people or the wrong crowd. And, ultimately, I was able to go back to Ghana in basically when I was 16. And that's when I really discovered my purpose in life, which is to inspire and support the super hungry to take hold of infinite resources in order to create an abundant lifestyle. Essentially, when I went back to Ghana, I saw people struggling firsthand. I saw a lady carrying 2 babies wrapped around her back, basically. She had 2 babies wrapped around her back, and then she had a huge load of apples, oranges, whatever to make ends meet. And I said, you know what? I'm meant to help that person. I'm meant to be a part of the solution, to scarcity and to poverty and not the problem. And so I said, you know what? I've had all this opportunity. I got a chance to go to America. Why should I mess it all up? And I said, I need to step it up. I need to go harder. Everything I did was 3 times as harder. My grades got better in school. I surrounded myself with, more like-minded friends. And yeah, ultimately things turned around in a big way. And I also got more tapped into my spiritual life and, really went to church and just was able to really turn things around. I actually read half the Bible when I was 16 years old.
Amazing. Jeff, that's an incredible story. I'm talking to Jeff Badu, who really fascinating story. Moving again from Ghana to Uptown at 8. And then now I understand you're back in Uptown and now you have many entities. And we're going to talk about several of them, in particular, again, that impact piece. But Jeff, you are now a licensed CPA, the founder of Badu Enterprises, LLC, as well as Badu Tax Services, LLC. So let's briefly talk about your businesses and then segue over to that impact that you're hoping to have on Chicago's youth and no doubt global impact as well.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, when I was able to turn things around when I was 16, I was able to go to college when I was 18 at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And when I was starting, I actually started a business plan. I said I wanted to start my own tax firm in order to provide tax services to individuals and businesses. And ultimately, I kept going with that. And, I started with a few clients and just getting a good feel for it, getting a good feel for the business and everything like that. I also had another business plan, Badu Investments LLC, which is my real estate investment company. And ultimately, I was interning at a Big Four public accounting firm known as PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers. And then from 2015 to 2016, I left the firm to launch my business, activate my business plan, the first one being Badu Tax Services LLC, which is a tax firm that does tax preparation, tax planning, and tax representation for individuals and businesses across all 50 states in the US. And we also have clients in over 20 countries now at the moment. So it's a very, very fast growing company, started from scratch, started from a business plan, business idea in 2010. And then fast forward to now, it's a company that's fast growing, has 30 team members on board. And also we have, that's part of the 12 companies within the Badu Enterprises brand, which is a multinational conglomerate in the finance industry.
And so for station identification, I'm talking with Jeff Badu, who, again, quite successful. But Jeff, I have to ask again, how old are you?
So I'm 28 years old currently.
28. Oh, my goodness. And you're continuing to have an awesome impact in so many ways. And because of your age, you have a voice. You have a certain voice. And you've made a decision instead of focusing in a corporate job, which no doubt you mentioned PricewaterhouseCoopers. No doubt you can make a lot of money in that line of work. You've explored your entrepreneurial dreams and journeys. Certainly, you can make a huge impact in the world of business. But you have a message to share. So let's talk about the Badu Foundation, which I know you are really putting a lot of effort and energy. Even as a busy CPA, I'm sure your hours are stretched very, very thin. But now you're creating scholarships to fund financial literacy, again, for the city's most disadvantaged youth. So let's talk about that. I know you love Chicago. Tell us what the Badu Foundation is all about.
Yeah, so the Badu Foundation is a financial literacy nonprofit 501c3, and it was formed in April of 2020. Essentially, we provide financial literacy education to the youth ages 6 through 18, where we have a program coming up in June. So June of each year is our marquee program, where we put the students through a financial literacy course for a month. So via Zoom from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central every Saturday. And really, we're teaching them about budgeting, saving, investing, scholarships, things that I wish I would have known when I was that age. I wish I would have known some of these things. Nobody really taught me, and so I want to use that opportunity to make somebody better and to help these youth. Now, these youth reside in low-income communities, for lack of a better term, underserved, underprivileged communities. And the nice thing is, if they successfully go through the program, they actively participate, they're actively involved, they get books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, for example. So as long as they're participating in the program, they get a $500 scholarship at the end of the program. And they can repeat the program each year up until the age of 18. And with that, once they hit 18, they can be an instructor of the program. And we're going by the notion of give a man a fish, he eats for one day. Teach a man how to fish, he eats for the rest of his life. And he teaches the next man how to fish as well.
Wow. Well, Jeff, we're running out of time, and I obviously want to make sure our listeners know where they can find you. But my last question is really your vision. You're 28 years old. At age 35, what do you want to see different about your businesses as well as Chicago as a whole? All of that in 30 seconds, please.
All right. So in 30 seconds, basically, my purpose in life is to inspire and support the super hungry to take hold of infinite resources in order to create an abundant lifestyle. By 35, I see myself as a billionaire. I see myself as making a massive impact in the financial literacy space. We plan to impact over 100,000 students by then. And, I see Chicago as a much better community. And by the way, this program is not just for Chicago. In the future, it's going to be for other places as well.
I know it's going to be global. I have no doubt about that. Jeff Badu, how can people learn more about you, your businesses, and the impact you're having?
Yeah, easiest way is on my website, which is jeffbadu.com. That's JEFFBADU.com. That's where you find all updates, all financial literacy resources, and everything like that. You can also shoot me an email at jeffbadu@gmail.com and check out the foundation's website at badufoundation.org. Definitely appreciate it, Shalom.
Absolutely. No, thank you for all that you are doing. Truly an honor to have you. And I'm excited to continue to follow your story, your journey, which no doubt will be a story for the book. So Jeff Badu, thanks so much for joining us. And listeners, stick around because coming after the break, I'm going to be joined by Dan Rogers, who's going to talk about his story, which is absolutely fascinating. So don't touch that dial. Let's get down to business.